Stephen, how are you all doing? Is the excitement there now that you've all joined up and the Euros are just a couple of weeks away?
Yeah, no, look, I think the excitement's been growing and building from beyond the Serbia game, obviously with the World Cup qualifiers in between. But when the squad got announced, it really took a to the next level. And then arriving here, the facilities are brilliant. The weather maybe isn't quite as good as what we left in Scotland on the Thursday, but I've been told it's going to pick up. So you'll see me red-faced in a couple of days, no doubt. But no, look, everything looks perfect, and the squad's together, obviously a couple short, and just really excited and can't wait.
I was going to say that. Do you sense the excitement bubbling through the squad now that you know that it's actually time for the Euros and there are no other distractions?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's very noticeable. Look, everybody always, when we join up, certainly since I've been involved, it's always been a good atmosphere and enjoy the company of each other. I think the biggest worry for a lot of the boys, and there could be some call-offs, is that they're getting fed up of listening to me already. So it's everybody's over the moon to be here. They're excited, and as I said, you can kind of feel the excitement building amongst the players even more so. But as I said, we've got a job to do. We've got 2 friendlies coming up, which are very important to hopefully, worst case, try out a few things. But beyond that, we've obviously got then the competitive game at hand, and we want to go off to a good start.
It used to always be the case that there was a couple of guys that drove everybody else nuts in a squad that was around for a while. Who's the BAMs in this squad?
I don't know. We call them BAMs. I'd say I talk too much, so I think I could be one of them. But look, I think everybody's gets on pretty well. Nobody's too irritating. I think we'll miss Ryan and not Kenny and Ollie. The 2 of them are normally up to something. And obviously you'll miss them as players, but as personalities as well, they'll be missed. But no, look, it'll be interesting. Obviously, got the 3 new boys. It'll be good to see how they fit in, how their personalities come out, and just as I said, the excitement. Everybody's looking forward to it. The boys, as I said, nobody's annoying me yet, so that's a good start.
Stephen, you talk about the new boys coming in. Have you spoken to Nathan Patterson? Obviously, he's going to be a competition for right back. Have you had a chat with him yet?
Who? I'm only kidding. No, look, Nathan, he's today in training. Obviously, I've not played Nathan with Motherwell yet, but we today in training, you could see he's very comfortable with the ball, has plenty of confidence with just the way he was getting on the ball, getting on it, as if he was a centre mid or something. So no, I'll hopefully be able to push him in there. But no, look, he looks like he's settled in well. And obviously he's got John from Rangers that I'm sure will help put an arm around his shoulder, but I don't think he'll even need that.
More seriously though, you are the number 2 going into the tournament. You've got 18 caps for Scotland, could be starting right back in the first ever game. You know, do you ever just take a step back and think it's unbelievable? What moment in my career?
Yeah, look, I think to be 2 seconds. I don't know if that's something. I think to obviously be getting the number 2 is a very proud moment for such a momentous occasion. But it doesn't really matter. Come the first game, you want to make sure you're starting. And if I was able to cement my place over this 10-day camp in the 2 games, whether that's playing 45, obviously I don't know how the manager's going to play it. If he's wanting to rotate, see different things, but I just hope that my performances in the previous games and then in this camp, I can do enough to keep my place. I've said time and time again, I've never been so proud as putting on the Scotland top. It's been the highlights in my career, time and time again since I've been getting called up, and that won't change. And I just hope I can maintain it as long as possible.
Stephen, what has Steve Clarke done for your career over the years?
Well, look, he's done loads. For a start, when I came in at Kilmarnock, I was a wee bit off the pace. I'd lost a lot of weight on my honeymoon, got a wee bit sick and lost about 10 kilo. So I was just getting back to kind of being in the physical condition that I can be in. And he came in and he started to maybe give me confidence that I'd maybe lost. And from there, as a team at Kilmarnock, we went from strength to strength. And I was able to be part of that. Obviously, to get called up from Alec McLeish was incredible. And without him and his part in it, I wouldn't be here. He took a gamble on me and gave me an opportunity that it was publicised it was a weaker squad, but there were still some very good players in that team, and I was able to. Well, I'm assuming they thought I came out okay because I managed to stay in for the following trip, and since then it's kind of just been a dream that has largely had Steve Clarke involved in it, because obviously from him then going from Kilmarnock, I continued my good form, and then managed to find myself in Motherwell, linked up with Steve Clarke again. So look, he's been amazing, a big catalyst for my career, taking a positive turn. But again, it's every manager you have, you learn from, you try and work with, and I certainly do nothing more than that for Steve Clarke, and he's certainly someone I seem to react very well with.
Stephen, you were 6 when Scotland played at the World Cup last time around. What are your memories of that?
Non-existent. I'll be honest. I can't remember. With a conversation with this last night actually, and Ross was filling us in that he knew everything about every tournament for the 80s, I think. So it tells you his age, but a few years might be the same. But no, I can't remember too much. I think the 2002 World Cup was the first one I started to kind of really remember. I think I was about 10 at the time, and you were getting the PlayStation game, you were collecting everything, you were, as I said, you're a boy that loved football, so you were just getting involved in everything you could.
And now it's your name on that PlayStation and on those stickers. How do you feel about that?
Look, it's certainly one of the things you sometimes need to, you chuckle at, but it certainly gives you a certain, I don't know if pride, but it's kind of a wee bit of enjoyment going, wow, my wee nephew's picking them up, and my ugly coupons in the front of them. So it makes you feel good, but again, that's irrelevant. We want to go and perform well, and we don't want to just be a flash in the pan. We want to try and make this a consistent for Scotland. We've been in the wilderness too long, and we want to make sure that we do well in the tournament. Worst case, good performances, but we're obviously looking to try and get 3 points at least that will hopefully ensure us in the next round, which will hopefully create a wee bit more history. But beyond that, we want to then go again for the World Cup and push to try and qualify. As I said, I don't want to be the flash in the pan. I don't mean that personally, I mean that collectively. It's been too long. Scotland, for a football nation, has been in the wilderness, and we want to try and continue this success to hopefully at least allow 50,000 in at Hampden to seize at a major tournament would be nice.
Stephen, this is a new territory for every single player in the squad. A big tournament. There's actually no one in the squad that's been through this before. So who do you look to for guidance? Is it Steve Clarke, Stephen Reid?
Look, I think you just look around everywhere to get guidance. You've got players playing in Champions League finals. You've got young Billy Gilmore who's going to experience that, and you've got Scott McTominay literally just finished the season. So you've got plenty of players throughout the squad that have kind of big tournament experience. Nobody with this experience, but that comes a freshness and maybe an extra excitement that hopefully we can put into his energy on the pitch and show a real desire and a hunger to put in performances that get us the end result. As I said, that's unknown territory for the gaffer as well, but he doesn't really allow it to look like it is. He stays the same calm, collective gaffer that he always has been.
How much free time are you getting out there? Is everything scheduled to the last minute?
Yeah, look, we've got this app, I don't know if it's called Kairos, and it gives you a wee diary plan, and it's got, there's not too much time. I'm sending it to my missus to make sure she's not trying to check up on me, thinking I'm sunbathing and she's at home with the kids. So no, look, it's every moment's accounted for. You've got the best of facilities, you get the best of staff, and I've said time and time again, the best of food. So there's absolutely no complaints. Just need to make sure we don't overindulge and stay in as peak fitness as we can.
I wonder if you've had a wee look at the squads, all the squads are out now for the Euros, a wee read through the Czech Republic, Croatia, England, and maybe looked at who your individual opponent might be?
I personally haven't. I don't know if some of the boys have, but I've came away here looking to just focus on myself and to hopefully do everything I can to get my name on the team sheet for that first game. And I think when we're closer to that time, you can then start to focus on obviously the Czech team. But I think we want to focus short term just now, and we get too carried away, or I get too carried away looking at who you could be playing against. There's far too many variables to get bogged up in that kind of thing.
Stephen, is it a fine line between trying to savour and enjoy all this build-up and also not to be overwhelmed and to block out a bit of the noise as well?
Look, I've been overwhelmed for about 3 years, so I'll get used to it, so it's all right. No, look, I think it is certainly different for me. I've said it with the media attention, the interviews. It's been a new experience for me, and I think I'm coping all right with that so far. But look, time will tell. I'm enjoying every minute of it. I think the squad seems to be as well. So there's no complaints at this end, and hopefully, as I said, nothing's too overwhelming that we'll see an impact on our performances.
And you spoke there about wanting to get the 3 points that can get you out of the group. Do you feel this squad has the capability to go and do that and become the history makers?
Look, I think you look through the full squad. We lost 3 important players and brought in 3 very, very good, young, talented players that are here to have an impression. And I think we have enough quality throughout the squad to achieve greatness in regards to qualifying, and I think we can do that. Obviously, you've got 3 teams that are going to be trying to do the same, all with added different pressures. For all 3 of them are relatively regular in major tournaments. So we'll just go out, we'll do our best. I think, as I said, throughout the squad, we've got enough talent and ability that we can cause any team problems. And if we do our job at the back, then we'll get opportunities.